Okay, I'm Stephen Miller, as y'all all know. Of course, this is my choir buddies that I've got with me. I'm going to be doing an informative speech on the electronic banking process and just banking in general. I'm going to pass this around just so that way y'all can get a feel of what I'm going to be talking about. Pretty much just goes over everything that's in the banking industry as far as debit cards, forms of payment, different types of investments, electronic banking, whether you're going to be doing an international transaction or anything like that. The first thing that I'm going to go over is the types of accounts. Most everybody thinks that a banking institution is either just checking or savings or time deposits. But there are so many more types of accounts than that. We have all different kinds of things that range from checking, savings, IRAs, time deposits, money market accounts. It goes all the way up to investments. We have several cash management then that's all incorporated in with your businesses. The second thing is types of payments. As everybody pretty much knows, cash has been something that's going pretty much out of style. Everybody's either using their debit card or they're using a check. And more than 95% of the transactions today are all done with your debit card. Checks are pretty much being phased away. Cash is being phased away. So that's why a lot of these businesses now, they're asking you to at least do a $4 to $5 transaction on any type of debit card transaction, because there's all different kinds of interchange fees that they have to pay for a smaller transaction. So it's not really worth their while if you're not paying at least $4 to $5. The types of forms of withdrawals, of course, is what I've already went over. There are checks, there's different kinds of debit cards. You can also do direct deposit, you can do direct debit. There's also things that's on electronic banking, such as bill pay, and most banks don't even charge them for bill pay service. It's usually a free service that they offer to all of their customers. It cuts down on postage for you to send out bills. It can also get money quicker to someone instead of sending out a wire transfer. That's where a lot of people have started, instead of them sending out a wire and paying $35, $40, $50 for a wire, they'll just do a bill payment transaction and do it directly to another person. There's also additions for businesses, such as cash management, as I had described earlier. There's different forms of cash management for either direct deposits, for them to pay their employees. They can also be set up as a company and then be receiving money from people. So it's almost like they're operating as an accounts payable department. So that is another type of addition that a business can have. Operating within and outside of countries, banks today can operate pretty much either inside of the country or outside of the country. For transactions that are done outside of the country, banks have to have SWIFT codes, as what we all call in the banking industry, and they go through intermediary banks. So they'll have to have a bank inside of the United States with a SWIFT code that transfers money then outside of the United States. And there's also intermediary banks then that are set up with the primary banks to provide all of those types of codes to their business customers to provide to their bank to send the money off. Electronic banking is the last topic that I have, and of course that's one of the main things that everybody's going to nowadays, because you can pull up accounts. Most every bank nowadays is live banking, so you swap a transaction at Fred's, Walmart, Dollar General. You go home, look on electronic banking, and it's right there, right then. And about 3 to 4 years ago, nothing was live banking. It was all old banking, and of course you swiped your debit card. It didn't show up immediately. It took a few days for it to show up into your account. Nowadays, though, everything is all live stream. It shows up directly right once you process it. Cuts down on a lot of people having fees that are charged to their account, and it cuts down on a lot of returns then that are also processed through banks. And in time then that saves the customer money. It saves the bank money then for having to process a transaction like that. Checks, as I had described earlier, paper or electronic. They can actually be both. You take a check to Walmart, they convert it to an electronic check item, they run it through your account. The bank never sees your check. Never sees your check, because of course they give it back to you. They void it out and they give it back to you. It comes in as, on the banking side, as just an electronic check item, and then it shows up the check number and it shows up with who you're paying it to. But as far as that's concerned, we don't see any of the check items that actually come through once they're converted over to an ACH item. And that's also what banks call electronic debits and credits in that are coming in. That's ACH, and it stands for Automated Clearinghouse Items, because it comes in just directly into the bank. Like I had said, I hope y'all enjoyed the presentation. It's just pretty much a brief overview of how the banking industry works and how everything processes within the bank. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or email me, text me, or ask me after the presentation. And I hope y'all found this quite enjoyable. Thank y'all for your time.
Yeah.